this session on structuring your HREC for clinical trials review. Before I commence, I would like to acknowledge the lands upon which we are all meeting here today. I would also like to thank the organisers for the invitation to join you all. My name is Janine Williams and I'm the Director of Operations at Bellberry Limited. I'm joined today by Cathy Stevens, our Member Manager, and Sally Gordon, our Quality Manager. I'll begin with an introduction to Bellberry, who we are, and an overview of the research that we support nationally. Sally will then provide some insights into the administrative pre-reviews that we undertake, followed by Cathy, who will describe how our committees are structured and supported to deliver a high-quality review. An introduction to Bellberry. Bellberry is a national, independent, not-for-profit organisation dedicated to delivering high-quality scientific and ethical review services of human research projects of every type and phase across Australia. Our purpose is grounded in two key objectives: to promote and enhance the safety and well-being of research participants, and to improve the quality, efficiency and effectiveness of research. We achieve these objectives in part through the work of our human research ethics committees. Operating under an institutionally independent model, our committees are equipped to review all phases and types of research conducted across the public, academic, government and private setting nationally. Our independence, coupled with the breadth and depth of our member expertise, ensures a rigorous, high quality and unbiased review and decision making, while enabling the flexibility required to deliver a diverse range of research activity reviews. Our committees are strengthened by a broader community of expert members who are engaged according to the specific needs of each application we accept for a review. Our committees are further supported by our Secretariat team, providing dedicated high-quality administrative and technical assistance to our members and researchers. Through efficient processes and our bespoke application management system, eProtocol, we have developed a highly efficient service which delivers a streamlined experience for our researchers and sponsors and our members who undertake the reviews. As the Australian clinical trial sector has grown, so have we. Today we support 12 NHMRC certified and internationally accredited HRECs, which means we can facilitate multiple HREC meetings each week, 51 weeks of the year. And drawing on our broad, highly skilled membership, we can deliver high quality reviews within an efficient timeframe. Year on year, approximately 40% of clinical trials conducted under a clinical trial notification in Australia have undergone a Bellberry review. And we're proud to share that since our first committee was established in 2004, we have supported more than 1,700 research sites and 7,000 investigators to conduct more than 11,000 research projects. With our oversight of a significant proportion of Australia's annual clinical trial activity, we publish the Bellberry Clinical Trial Activity Report each year, which provides a national snapshot of trends, volume and activity across our sector. I've included a selection of insights from our 2024 report, which you can find on the Bellberry website. This first figure shows the distribution of research reviewed in 2024 by phase. The data highlights the strength of the Australian sites in conducting first-in-human and phase 1 studies, while also demonstrating robust activity across all phases in the research pipeline. This slide shows the distribution of trials by therapeutic areas, and as expected, oncology is the leading therapeutic area among Bellberry reviewed applications, underscoring Australia's strong capabilities in this field, particularly in early phase research. At the same time, Australia continues to support clinical trials across a wide range of therapeutic areas, reflecting the broader strength and diversity of our research sector. Neurology, dermatology, infectious disease and haematology represent key areas of activity, while several other fields, such as gastroenterology, addiction medicine and mental health, are showing continued growth. This final slide illustrates the distribution of research. Multi-centre studies have consistently represented a significant share of applications reviewed by Bellberry HRECs, underscoring Australia's capacity to support coordinated multi-site research. The illustration on the right highlights the distribution of sites across public, academic and private research settings nationally and demonstrates the ongoing growth of clinical trial activity across Australia. Together, these insights showcase the strength and vibrancy of the Australian clinical trial research sector.
Hi, I'm Sally Gordon. I'm the Quality Manager at Bellberry, and I'm going to take you through the application, submission and review process. Bellberry HRECs operate within a robust regulatory framework to ensure the highest standards of ethical review. We hold NHMRC certification under the National Approach to Single Ethical Review of Multi-Centre Research, which recognises the quality and consistency of our ethical review processes. Bellberry HRECs are NHMRC certified to undertake reviews in all clinical trial phases. We also maintain full accreditation with the US Association for the Accreditation of Human Research Protection Programs, otherwise known as AHRP, and our HRECs are registered with the US Office for Human Research Protections. All reviews are conducted in accordance with the NHMRC's National Statement on Ethical Conduct in Human Research. The National Statement provides guiding principles for the conduct of research in Australia. Every application undergoes an assessment of the level of risk. Applications that involve lower levels of risk may be reviewed by a lower risk subcommittee, while those involving higher risk will require full HREC review. This ensures that the level of review is appropriately matched to the study's risk profile. When our HRECs review a new application, they consider 4 key ethical principles from the National Statement. The first is research merit and integrity. The study must have a justifiable scientific design, sound methodology, and a clear contribution to knowledge. Reviewers also assess the suitability of the research team, the qualifications, and whether the facilities and resources are appropriate. Second is justice. The research must have an appropriate scope and objectives, be equitable in their recruitment strategies, and there must be no unfair burden placed on any group. Importantly, participants must not be exploited, and fairness must be evident throughout the design. The third is beneficence. This includes a careful assessment of risks, harms, and discomforts, ensuring they are justified and minimised. Our HRECs consider whether participant welfare is adequately protected and whether risks are balanced against the potential benefits. The final consideration is respect. This principle recognises the inherent dignity of participants, including their welfare, cultural beliefs, customs, privacy, and confidentiality. Respect underpins all aspects of ethical research and is central to the HREC's decision-making. New applications follow a structured, consistent process. Our weekly submission deadline is 5 p.m. every Wednesday. Applications are submitted via our e-protocol platform, or they can be submitted by another state-based platform where applicable. Everyone who needs to be included on an application must register an e-protocol before being added to the form. Once submitted, the application enters our administrative triage process. I'll explain a little bit more about that shortly. When an application is determined to be acceptable for HREC review, it is scheduled onto an agenda for review 2 weeks later. That 2-week period gives our members time to complete a thorough review. Following the meeting, comments from the HREC are provided to investigators 2 days later by 5 p.m. each Friday. The time to a final decision outcome then depends on how quickly responses to HREC comments are provided and whether further review cycles are needed. Responses are reviewed outside of scheduled meetings, either by delegated reviewers or by the full HREC, and this allows the process to move more efficiently. Our pre-HREC review process begins even before an application is formally submitted. Researchers and sponsors frequently contact Bellberry with pre-submission queries. At this stage, our team actively engages with sites, researchers, and sponsors to provide guidance and clarify any submission requirements. Early engagement helps identify potential issues before they can cause delays down the track. We can provide pre-submission advice on matters such as the adequacy of preclinical data, or for example, where a study is suited to a full HREC review or the lower risk subcommittee. Once an application is submitted, the Bellberry team conducts what is essentially a gap analysis to identify where further information is needed or where content is unclear. Submissions are returned to the applicant to provide this information within the e-protocol application where required. Identifying these gaps early ensures that the HREC has the information they need to undertake their risk-benefit assessment, and it reduces the likelihood of extended review cycles following their review. We schedule 3 HREC meetings each week and convene additional meetings when we have a high volume of applications. Bellberry HRECs are run a little differently to most others in that we tailor each HREC meeting to suit the studies under consideration. Therefore, there is no difference between the 12 committees. Our triage team designs each meeting based on the applications submitted that week. For example, if we have 18 applications that are ready for review submitted by the Wednesday, these applications will be added to an agenda to one of the 3 committees. Applications that involve complex study designs, such as umbrella, platform, basket, and adaptive designs, may be allocated additional time for consideration at the HREC meeting. These applications can be complex and include multiple protocols and investigator brochures in a single submission. The additional time ensures that the review of these applications is robust and of high quality.
Hi, I'm Cathy Stevens, Member Manager at Bellberry. As mentioned earlier, Bellberry has 12 HRECs and a lower risk review subcommittee. We have a panel of nearly 200 members throughout Australia and New Zealand. Our membership contains a wide range of professional experience, knowledge and skills to cover the breadth of research we review. We continually horizon scan to determine what type of expertise we need now and into the future, and we recruit in a variety of ways, including direct approach, word of mouth and referrals from existing members, sponsoring and attending relevant industry conferences, receiving expressions of interest via the form available on our website, and occasionally we advertise as well. Each meeting is capped at 6 new studies to enable time for thorough review prior to the meeting and comprehensive discussion of each study during the meeting. Each HREC has its own dedicated chair and community members, category B, D and E, so the chair gets to regularly work with the same core group of people. Specialist members generally review and attend only for applications within their field of expertise. They're invited to a HREC meeting if there is a study or studies in their area of expertise, they have availability and there is no conflict. There is a significant amount of flexibility. The commitment varies significantly and is based on the availability of each individual and Bellberry need for their expertise. We work hard to have multiple members in each category so that people feel free to decline a meeting invitation, knowing that we have other options available. We are aware our members are very busy people, juggling multiple commitments. Specialist reviewers may join a meeting anywhere between 2 or 3 to 30 times a year. Really depends on their specialty, the studies we receive, their workload, and their availability. We tailor not only each individual meeting with relevant review expertise, each individual study within each meeting is allocated reviewers with relevant expertise. While the minimum quorum for a meeting is 8 people, we may have up to 16 members join a meeting on any given evening. Meetings are conducted in a friendly and professional manner to encourage input from all members. There is no such thing as a silly question. We work hard to recruit members not only with suitable expertise, but who are also aligned to the Bellberry values. Of course, the purpose of a committee is to have divergent views and to have all views considered, and the rigorous scientific and ethical review process
is conducted in a professional, respectful and supportive environment. Each submission is allocated a primary and secondary reviewer who are essentially the subject matter experts. The primary reviewer provides a brief overview of the study under review, and then the views of all members are discussed and considered. At the conclusion of the discussion for each study, the committee considers 4 points to ensure there is consensus on each of these items. Item 1, the committee's assessment of the risk-benefit. Is this acceptable in the context of the study? Item 2, the committee's consideration of potential participants that may be at an increased risk of harm. Are any of these groups included in the participant population? And if so, have they been appropriately considered, taking into account the values, principles and themes described in the national statement? Item 3, are guidelines under section 95 or 95A of the Privacy Act 1988 applicable? And if so, some decisions need to be taken by the committee. Item 4, the committee's conclusion about the study. Does it meet the requirements of the national statement and other relevant guidelines? And is it ethically acceptable? Of course, some of these points do create some discussion and debate in the meeting, and that's completely fine. That's what we're intending for these items, is that the committee actually agrees and reaches a consensus about the way forward for the submission. Following the HREC meeting, most of our processes are managed out of session through our dedicated electronic portal, eProtocol. The national statement requires HREC members to undertake continuing education or training programs in research ethics at least every 3 years. This is also an important requirement of Bellberry's national and international HREC accreditation. We provide comprehensive training and networking opportunities for our members, and it includes things like in-house education events, which we hold in person at our Adelaide office, live streamed for interstate members and overseas members, and also recorded for later viewing. Every second year, we hold an education weekend in Adelaide with a range of guest presenters and topics. Additional networking events within the broader Bellberry community, including the Bellberry board, are also available, and opportunities for funded attendance at selected relevant external events. Some of the things our members say they enjoy about being part of the Bellberry community: professional development, the chance to review and engage on research programs based in institutions other than one's own, building professional networks and mentoring opportunities, and that's either being mentored or mentoring someone else. The Bellberry community of reviewers is wide, warm, welcoming and supportive. CPD, access to Bellberry education events and opportunities for financial support to attend relevant external education events. Access to Bellberry philanthropic events. Bellberry is a long-time supporter of professional societies such as ARMS, ASCAPT, APSA and ACTA, to name a few, providing access to annual scientific and other meetings. Thank you for taking the time to watch our presentation today. Sorry we couldn't join in person. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to the team via the email address on your screen, and we'll be very happy to help you.